Hi there, big thank you to you for staying with us here on the show. That was fellow Ghanaians. Akufo-Addo returns tomorrow. Make sure that you make a date. And also, we brought you news on Newsflash. Returns again tomorrow here on Prime Morning. Now we'll move on to our next conversation, which is Newsflash. The deeper conversation this morning will be on about 3 issues. We want you to be a part of it. Make sure you send your messages to us. Our WhatsApp line is active. We're streaming live on Facebook. You can also drop your comments over there. We'll make some time and read them. Don't forget, Newsflash is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, folks, Papa Fee, we're treating you to make your way to Franco Trading Enterprise. Our branches are open and we're always ready to serve you. Don't forget, you can get your TV sets, you can get your CCTV cameras, your phones, whether you need an iPhone, Samsung or Nokia, you can find them over there. We've got some accessories for you as well. And don't forget, you can also purchase your air conditions and all the home appliances that you need, blenders, microwaves. You can get all of that when you walk into Franco Trading Enterprise. Don't forget, it's quality guaranteed, and that's why we're saying make sure you patronize them. Now, as we celebrate Ghana Month, don't forget that we're also ensuring that we're able to give you some discount as well when it comes to Franco Trading Enterprise. So make your way there. Download the app. It's the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store, or visit our website. It's www.francotrading.com, and you can get all the info that you need. Once again, please do not pick numbers on social media to do business with us. Always make sure that you have the numbers that we have on our app and on website as well, and you're definitely going to be okay. All right. Franco Trading Enterprise says still, folks, Papa Pafi. Now, this Easter, and it's getting closer and closer, we're making our way to Gomwa Central. Gomwa Central constituency is where all of us will be making our way. And don't forget, that is the Easter celebration that is moving to Gomwa from the 2nd to the 5th of April 2026. The Gomwa Easter Carnival takes over the Gomwa Central constituency with 4 unforgettable days of color, culture, music, and pure excitement. Experience vibrant street parades, electrifying live performances. We've got about 30 artists that will be making their way over there. Rich cultural displays, visual arts, and also food, fashion, and exciting brand activations as well. A beautiful blend of heritage, royalty, and modern street culture, all in one destination. This bold initiative is championed by the Member of Parliament for Gomwa Central, Kwame Asario, being A+. Don't forget that the Gomwa Easter Carnival is powered by the Joy Brands and proudly sponsored by Hot Wave. So it's now the Hot Wave Gomwa Easter Carnival 2026. It's on the 2nd to the 5th of April 2026. Gomwa Central Constituency will be the place. Come with your energy. Come ready to celebrate Gomwa Easter Carnival 2026. We say let's meet at the center. If you want to be a vendor, you want to sell over there, call the number 0202158734. And for hotel reservations, call 0534049996. And you can get all of that sorted. And so please do well and, be a part of this exciting experience that is about to happen in Gomwa this Easter. We want to see you there. Big Chef Season 5 is here. We're calling for audition, and Ghana's biggest kids cooking competition reality show is back, and it's back with a bang. Big Chef Junior is here again, bigger, tastier, and more exciting than ever. This is the show where young talent showcase creativity, confidence, and culture, one delicious dish at a time. Watch simple ingredients turn into amazing culinary masterpieces and see big dreams also come true. If you're between the ages of 8 and 12, make sure that you actually come for this one. If you've got passion, personality, and love for cooking, you don't need to be a perfect one. All you need is to just be ready to shine. And to enter this, send us a 1-minute video of yourself cooking your favorite meal via WhatsApp 0551575757. Deadline is on the 20th of March 2026. All you need to do is to get your apron, get ready, and be the next Big Chef Junior star. Big Chef, good meals by kids, and we love it. All right, so we want to see you be a part of this. But this morning we're getting into 2 major conversations: rising fuel prices. The minority in Parliament wants President John Dramani Mahama to provide relief for Ghanaians. We'll get into that. They stated a few other things that they want the government to do, but the majority also rejected a few of them. We'll be looking at that here on the show as well. CLOSAC has called off the strike, suspended, but they're giving government 14 days to actually resolve this issue, or they come up with the next action. We're going to be looking at that as well. And if we have time, we may probably delve into a few issues with regards to infrastructure development and, the idea that we need to be looking way beyond what politics gives us as a people, and rather be centered on how we can develop this country together as a people. My guests have joined me here in the studio. I'll be looking at the front page of the newspapers. Let me introduce them quickly, and then we'll look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning here on the show. So I'm joined in studio this morning by Vivian Owusu-Asante, and she's the Deputy CEO of Operations, MASLOC. Vivian, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
This is your first time here on this network?
Yes. This
year.
Yes.
So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Great. Thanks a lot for the time. We really appreciate it. And also joining me this morning, Zaki Abdul-Hamid is here. He's a member of the MPP communications team. Very good morning to you, Zaki. I hope you're good.
Yes, I'm doing very well.
Great. And by next week, I'll be coming to your house. We'll be done with our fasting, and we'll be
this week.
This week.
Oh, this week.
Friday.
Oh, yeah. This weekend.
Yeah.
Am I invited by?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Great. I'd love to be there to spend some time with you. I think I'll be somewhere in the mosques, in the national mosques on Friday, I think. So yeah, right from there, I'll be heading towards your house, and then we can all celebrate together. I'm grateful for your time this morning. Abdulaziz Adam will also be joining us this morning. He is a member of the CPP communications team, and and when he's here, we would engage him to here on the show. By Daily Graphic this morning is reporting a few issues. SIM registration, re-registration will be final. Sam George assures process to prioritize convenience, curb fraud. And yesterday he did a presser announcing this and also stating why it is imperative that we do this new registration. And we see how this is going to turn out. Already people are asking a lot of questions, but let's see how this also goes. The economy expands by 6% in 2025. Non-oil sector drives growth. And at a 3-day agro-tech fair, Mahama pushes for radical agri reset. That's also captured on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Now, the Ghanaian publisher is here. Minority slums, repackaged land reforms, and Ashanti cocoa farmers speak out. Bring back our money. Subuache calls for highway master plan, and students stranded in the UK as government fails to pay tuition. That's the Ghanaian publisher this morning. The Accra Times is here and is reporting on a few issues. Of course, it includes Gold Board, and it says Gold Board engages GGSA to provide reliable geological data to support the establishment of model mines across Ghana. And that's the front page of the Accra Times. And Parliament press call schooled on financial reporting. It captures lawyer David Damois over there as well. Unimark is unique. Vice Chancellor takes pride. And MIDA CEO raises alarm over wasted agricultural assets. And that's also captured by the Accra Times this morning. The Chronicle will be the last one for me on the front page. It says Ghana's mining investment ranking tumbles. Janapo expresses concern, and illegal miners are my worst enemies. I will fight them. Chimanso DCE says so. And will model Ghana police after Scotland Yard, NYPD, IGP says so. And so that's the front page of the Chronicle. Now the Bible verse over here this morning for all of us to ponder over is Jeremiah 51:51. It says, we are ashamed because we have heard reproach. Disgrace has covered our faces. Think about it as you go about your daily activity this morning. Pretty much that will be the front page of the various newspapers here. On Newsflash is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, Funks Papa Pafi. Do well to send us your messages on what you think on the issues that we're talking about this morning. Our WhatsApp line is active. We're streaming live on Facebook. You can also drop your message on Facebook. Make time to read some of them now. As of March 17, 2026, the minority in Parliament intensified its demands for President John Dramani Mahama to provide immediate economic and social relief for Ghanaians. According to reports from from ajoonline.com. The minority urged the president to urgently convene a cabinet meeting to address the high cost of living and other pressing national issues. Some of the issues they spoke about included the refund of the police recruitment. They also spoke about student support. They spoke about the utility and cost of living in the country, and also public sector. Don't forget, the majority actually also opposed some of the things that were stated, including the refund. They stated that the minority in parliament did the same thing when they were in power and never refunded any money. They find it a bit disturbing that the minority in parliament would put pressure on them to make refunds. These and many other issues that we're looking at. But let's start off. By the way, Vivian, how is MASLOC doing? I know there's a lot. You've been going around the country. You've gone to the voter region offices, and then the Western as well, I guess.
Yes, across the nation.
Great. And how's it going?
So far, so good. There has been a tremendous improvement since we took over. We all know what happened previously. But with the leadership of my boss, Abigail Mensah, there has been change and people are commending. So recently in the Ghana Institute of Marketing Association, MASLOC has been commended of its gains. This is first of its kind, and I must take this opportunity to commend my own boss. I know what we have started will take us far. We know there will be difference. People have started seeing what is happening with MASLOC. Recently, we launched the Prison 360 and Capital Behind Bars. What we are saying is, if one is in prison, that doesn't mean economically he or she cannot do anything. So in collaboration with Abubuya, we're able to train some inmates and the YEA to fix our Abubuya at our center. And out of this, they'll be given some incentives to save. Once they are out, they'll also get something to start a living. So these are some of the things that we have put in place, and we believe that by the end of this year, there will be a massive improvement with MASLOC.
Great. One major challenge, though, is how you're able to collect back what you have given. We're around 51%, I guess. I'm not too sure whether that's correct, but is it something that you've been able to put measures in place to ensure that? Because it's the biggest challenge that you'd face, MASLOC faces, actually.
You are right. That's our major challenge, to give out loans and assets and how to take them back. But since we assumed office, we kept so many measures in place, and we had our debt recovery was around 430 million. As I talk to you, we have done almost 20 million.
Okay.
Yes. That's unprecedented with MASLOC. The team is fantastic. We are on course and we are still pushing. We will chase anyone who owes MASLOC. We will make sure whatever belongs to the states come back to the states. Once you come to MASLOC to pick our loan, you should have in mind that it is not free. You have to pay. Just that the government has put measures in place to cushion our beneficiaries in terms of our interest rates, in terms of the processes. Everything is flexible. So what I encourage people to do is, once you get opportunity to benefit from MASLOC, you should have in mind that you have to pay so that it will revolve to get to your brother out there, your sister out there, so that we can all benefit from the reset agenda.
Awesome. We wish you the best, and we're hoping that, for me, I think that it's one of the things, that major issues that if you're able to deal with it, it means that we'll see a lot of progress. Because when people collect and they don't bring back, you don't know where you're going to collect the next money to go and give to another person. That becomes a problem. Anyway, great stuff. Let me start off with you, Zaki, and the minority in parliament and the refund. I'm tempted to say the refund agenda. Because over the period, I think that one of the major issues that have come up with regards to the recruitment is the fact that you have taken monies that you do not have to necessarily take them. So why don't you give it back to the people? The majority still defends it, and they believe that you did same when you were in office as a government. And so asking us to refund those monies is totally not something that you were supposed to be championing in the first place.
Thank you, and then good morning to your cherished listeners. I think the call of the minority in Parliament is in the right direction. Because for me, I know government didn't just wake up one morning to engage in this recruitment exercise. Government knew the space or the slots or the number of people that can be absorbed in the various security services. So if government knows that we want, say, 5 people, and then they make an advertisement or make room for 10 people to submit applications or to apply to the various security services, I think at that very first point, it was very wrong. Because obviously, Ghanaians are looking for jobs. They've been promised jobs during the 2024 election, and this government has been in place for almost a year or more than a year now, and they are not even seeing the 133 take place. So if they see slots for security services openings, obviously they would make their applications and want to apply for it. So if government knew that these are the number of slots that were available, and then they made room for this number of people to apply, which was more than they can absorb, it is only fair that if these people can't be absorbed, they refund their monies to them. As for the issue about the NPP did same and all those things, no. I think that if the NPP did same in the past, and for which reason the NPP was kicked out, and the NDC government, which promised us a reset, is now in place, I think they ought to be doing things right and in the right direction. Because it is not for the continuance of it or for the convenience to say that it's been like this. That is why Ghanaians bought into the idea of a reset. I'm sure if Ghanaians were extremely happy with what the NPP was doing in the past, they wouldn't have bought their reset idea, because the NPP government at the time was doing very well despite the number of issues that rocked our economy. And we also saw the challenges all over the world. It wasn't just in Ghana. So if today you have taken monies from people you know within yourselves that you cannot recruit or you cannot make spaces for them, it's only fair, because some of these people went to borrow monies, had to take loans from people and all that. And we even saw how at the initial stages the recruitment process was quite haphazard. It didn't look planned until we all saw the casualties before government came in and then now made it very decorous and all that. So the call for the minority, in my opinion, is very fair, and it will be very fair to the recruits or those that made their application. So government really needs to look at it.
The president believes that there seems to be an issue, a global issue that may end up affecting, the way we look at things in terms of fuel prices. In fact, they're supposed to go up. And all of that, you disagree, because in your time the same thing happened, and they said no, global issues do not affect Ghana. It shouldn't even affect Ghana in the first place.
I'm very happy you've laid the foundation for me. So it means for some time now you've been following what the issues are, and then you even know what the position of the NPP was when we were in government.
Well, the NDC will disagree. I'm sure Vivian will have her own.
Because since 2015, if I recall, when Ghana began the deregulation of petroleum prices, it became clear that government clearly didn't have a hand in determining fuel prices anymore. Fuel prices was now determined by the market, the global market prices, the exchange rate, and the taxes that government put on petroleum products. So when the NPP was in power, we also, when the Russia-Ukraine war kicked in, when the effects of COVID-19 also began to set in on our economy, we saw fuel prices began to go on the rise. And we kept telling Ghanaians, we wanted them to understand that these things are not the doing of the NPP government, but it is because of global factors that have rocked our economy. We saw the then opposition leader, now the president, tell us that something that is happening 7,000 kilometers away can never affect the Ghanaian economy. So if today fuel prices are on the rise, and then the government have begun, I've seen some members of parliament of the NDC begin to pray and say that the Iran-US war should die as soon as possible so that fuel prices...
Is that not your prayer too, as a Ghanaian?
Of course, that is my prayer too. But you see, the politics of
so does it become a problem then if they are praying so that we don't get to that point?
It is very important because, of course, I buy fuel too. And fuel prices affect cost of business. It affects transport fares. It affects cost of operating businesses. And it affects the daily life of every Ghanaian.
Absolutely.
Which, of course, I am a Ghanaian. And I wouldn't want prices of things to be all over the place. But it is important for us to note and remind this government that the politics of honesty and consistency is very, very important in these matters. Because we needed to, if they had sided with us, because why would current President Mahama, then former president, when he's in Ghana, he says to Ghanaians that, oh, look, the Russia-Ukraine war and COVID-19 and all these global factors that the NPP are quoting does not have an effect on fuel prices. But when he goes outside to international forums, he admits that these global challenges affect our local economy back home in Ghana. Today, you are in power and you want us to accept it. I'm sure in the minds of Ghanaians, they'll be like, what really is the point? There is no consistency and there is no honesty. Because if Ghanaians or the NDC then had put politics aside on these matters, because these matters are not matters that we needed to engage in politics with, today the tone would have been set. Everybody would have understood that these things, clearly government does not really have a hand in it or does not really have much to do. But they were on their own course and making their own agenda because then they were so eager to come to power. Even when they came to power and fuel prices were quite low because, of course, the price of crude on the world market was also on the low. They made us understand that, oh, they possess a magic wand which was causing the prices of fuel. They still didn't want to agree or understand that the prices on the world market was low and then economies were now stabilizing and things were trying to get back to normal. They made us understand that, no, they possess some exceptional characteristics that is causing fuel prices to be quite on the low. So if today we are faced with this, they need to show that their magic wand and show working and let the Ghanaian people know. Because there are, they said there are ways that the government can engage in to make sure fuel prices are low. Then today they should show us. They should show us those ways.
Okay, Vivian, what are the ways? Do we have the ways that we have to show? We have to show.
KMJ, we have the ways, but before that, please do me a favor to say a good morning to my constituents. That is Kintampo North, most especially to my constituency Chairman Bishop, our constituency executives, and my own godmother, Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Lortina Mahama,
yourself,
the Vice President, Professor Jinana Opoku-Agyeman, our Chairman, which is the National Chairman, Asidu Inketia, Chief of Staff, Julius, everybody in NDC, a very good morning, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ababio Ejumerua. KMJ, before I start with the fuel issue, a quick one on the refund that the minority, the micro-minority is requesting the NDC government to do. You see, I always don't want to compare issues, but we were in this country somewhere 2018 February. They opened the portal for people to apply. They knew they were going to take about 500 people, but about 84,000 people applied. My question to Mohammed this morning is, did they refund the monies to the applicants? No. It is never done anywhere. Since when in Ghana has somebody applied for something, and for that matter, you were unable to qualify for, and you demand your money be refunded to you? It's like going to the bank to apply for a loan. There are a whole lot of processes you go through. So you do not say that after assessment, once you do not qualify for the loan, the application fee and other fees that were paid before should be refunded to you. No, don't forget that some operational cost has already been incurred. So who comes in to pay for that? But we don't want to equalize whatever they did. But what I am saying is, this government is a listening government. We were in this country, KMG.
Yeah.
They were recruiting me after 2018. I never saw any advertisement on air, in the newspapers, everywhere that they are recruiting. Before you hear, they are in the training school, they have passed out, they are working. Nobody heard about recruitment. We should be grateful to President John Dramani Mahama that he is transparent with whatever he is doing. He opened up the portal, and demand is so that people are out there, they are unemployed. And the quest for them to be employed was so high that people have to apply and ensure that they also get something to do. In as much that they want to serve the country, most of them are unemployed and they want to find something to do. But in your case, you were just doing it closed doors for your own party faithfuls. So once NDC has come and has just opened up to everybody, which our own people are even backlashing us, that why are we opening it? But don't forget, President Mahama promised of a reset agenda. And in resetting the country, you don't go back to do the wrong things. I'm glad he admitted that they didn't do the right things. That is why Ghanaians chased them off. And I promise him that they will continue to be in opposition because of the bad legacy they left. So there is no refund, as the majority leader said.
But under the circumstances, the fact that you want to give Ghanaians job, the youth job, and also knowing that there's difficulty, and if you look at the number of people that need youth that need job in this country, there's also the difficulty of these people raising that amount of money to have, 11. You think if we decide that we want to maybe give some of these monies back to the people, maybe for those who did the initial stages and did not qualify, if you paid 220, the government would decide to refund maybe half of that money for you, just to support the youth that is not having a job and is struggling around and all that. You think it wouldn't, take care of most of these complaints that have come up? Because it's not just the minority that is complaining. Many of these people who applied are all complaining.
KMG, they are doing propaganda with this issue.
Including those who applied?
But they are not limited to only NDC. It was open. The portal was open to every Ghanaian, because we said once you're a Ghanaian, you also demand and qualify to be employed. But you see, once you need something, you also have to commit to whatever you have interest in. So if you say you want to travel, you have to pay for TNT before you can travel. So once you need something, you need a work, you have to commit to that. And the processes, you have to go online and apply for. The cost was 220. During their time, those days that they were selling the forms, how much did the form?
It was less than what you're selling now. It was 150 Ghana cedis.
Some were buying it at 250.
Okay, I'm not aware of that. But what
some were buying it at 250.
They were all buying at the same place or the same process that was opened. Because
from what I have seen, some were buying it at 250
instead of the 150.
Yes, and we came and said we are charging 220. But my point is, whatever you show interest in, there should be some commitment. Yes, President Mahama is a listening government and a leader. I believe he's been listening to their concerns, and he may come out. But for me, what I think is, once you have committed to something, it is a process, and it's a fact that we can all have it at a go. We can all have it at a go. I am glad I heard that those who unfortunately did not qualify, their pins will be kept for them for the next recruitment. So what it means is, next recruitment, you are not going to pay for anything again. Okay. You use your own PIN to re-register to be considered for the next batch of recruitment, which I think is fair. I think is fair.
So we're now moving from 20,000 to 40,000, according to the president.
Yes.
It means that those who have already applied and did not get will be given that space when the next application is due, or it will be open to everybody again to apply and be part of it?
Okay, so you see, even those who have qualified, they are yet to go through medical screening. And looking at the numbers over...
We're still going to get it, trimmed down eventually.
So all these people will be factored in because those who qualified were more than the 5,000 to be recruited. So now a listening president has moved it to 10,000. So many more people will be considered. But definitely, looking at the rise of the teeming youth wanting to serve their country through the security services, there is no way you can meet their demand. But at least you'll be able to solve some number of people that they will be employed, and at least it will also reduce the unemployment rate, which is a good thing. Unlike their administration, the former president, Nana Akufo-Addo, and their leader now, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, wouldn't have listened. But President Mahama is a listening daddy. So when he heard the cry of the teeming youth, he said, what? I have to sit my interior minister down. He called all the head of securities and they had to engage. Out of the engagement, then the president said, okay, I am increasing the number to 10,000, which is fair. With this increment, these opposition people, they are still complaining that they were not expecting President Mahama to have increased it. So for them, it's like they want to equalize whatever wrong they did with this present administration, but it won't work. Everything they are doing is jandam, but it will never wash. What we are saying is we are focused. The teeming youth out there, they understand what they are going through. With the promises given to President Mahama to the youth, they believe in him that by the end of his tenure, he will be able to deliver. A whole lot of this youth will be recruited, not only in the security services. There are other initiatives coming up. Don't forget
24-hour economy.
Yes, and the Ejumara program. They are done. I think somewhere next week, President Mahama is starting.
Okay.
Now 2,000 beneficiaries are going to be given grants to start something on their own. Already some people are doing something. They are just going to pump into their capital to do more. What it means is that once they get this grant, they will also, in their own way, employ other people. I have been telling people employment is not just with the formal sector, because this country, the informal sector employs more than, that is the private sector. So assuming I have this grant, and let's say I am doing a mobile money business and now I have expanded it, I will be able to employ 1 or 2 people. Should 10 people do same, won't the unemployment rate decrease? It will. But these people, my brother here, they never did that. So what I'm saying is KMJ, the youth should tone down.
Okay.
They will be salted.
Okay.
Back to the
fuel prices. No, I'll come to you. So that maybe we'll do the last one.
Back to the fuel prices. You see, I keep repeating this. My brothers in the opposition, led by Osahene Afenyomakin, they should stop equalizing everything. It won't help them. You see, now Ghanaians are not based on propaganda. They are wise. They know what happened the last 8 years, and they know what is happening. In President Mohammed's second coming, a year and some few months, they know what is happening. People are wise that you can't throw dust into their eyes. And don't also forget that criticizing the government should be based on context. Yes, we do admit, when we were in opposition, we criticized the government of the unbearable hardship that they kept us through. But when President Mahama assumed office, everybody in this country saw what was happening. I got surprised that it got to a point, you'll be stuck in traffic for almost 30 an hour. And we know that Accra is usual of traffic during Christmas period or festive period. So I begin to question myself and ask people, what is happening? They say, yeah, fuel prices has come down to the standard. People who hate their vehicles have now taken off their vehicles from their garages and they are using their vehicles. Yes, back to the road.
And it caused a lot of problem as well.
Yes, of course. But
people are not getting vehicles to go to their work and come back home.
I hope you don't hear it anymore because there have been some measures kept in place. And the Vice President mentioned that we are bringing some more buses. I think 30 will be coming soon to, pushing people to get the... But
how soon? I'm sure the ordinary Ghanaian will be asking, okay,
yes,
how soon are we looking at this?
Very soon.
We're already in the very first quarter.
Very soon. Just have patience for us. Very soon. But KMJ, what I'm saying is, when President Mahama assumed office, fuel prices came down.
They're going up again?
Still, it has come down.
It is up again.
Don't forget, we are in a crisis globally, affecting the global economy through this geopolitical tension facing and affecting crude oil. You all know Iran, Israel, and US, they are fighting themselves. And we get a chunk of our crude from Iran, those enclaves, and it is affecting us. But regardless, during the tenure, the Russia-Ukraine one, before that, what happened? Fuel prices were up. Sorry, that's why I'm saying that we don't want to equalize everything and we don't want to compare, though we criticize them. But what I'm saying is, before the Russia-Ukraine war, what was happening? Fuel prices were up. When President Mahama came, the world market price was down. So President said, once the market price is down, don't forget, the prices at the market world is the benchmark of which the President and his cabinet will also sit on and know how much per liter it will cost Ghanaians. So the listening President said, oh, now fuel prices has come down, so I have to also reduce prices just to cushion my people, cushion businesses. And people were happy. I remember, I think Gulf Station or so, they were doing some a few of them, because everybody was just happy. As he said, once fuel prices comes down, it affects almost all aspects of the economy. So people were happy. You tell my brother Mohammed here, he's a prophet, but sometimes they don't say the truth. You see, I tell people when their leader said that inflation is not what they will eat, they are not seeing the change. What we are saying is the cedi has come down, but they are not seeing the change. So basically, I tell them, a gallon of cooking oil, the Akufo-Addo gallon, was sold at 1,000 Ghana cedis. Back in Techima, I remember we had to pre-order for oil because people will tell you that if you don't buy oil, in the next few days, there will be increment. So you'll be forced to buy oil. Now, I ask myself, I ask you, how much is a gallon of cooking oil? That is the Akufo-Addo gallon. Selling at 500 Ghana cedis. Is it not the change we voted for? The 5 kg half bag of rice was sold around 500, 600. Now, with 280 Ghana cedis, half bag of sultana rice. Even this price is sold in my village, not in Accra. Back in my constituency, Kentampo North. Just yesterday, I bought half bag of sultana rice at 280 Ghana cedis. Is it not the change that we voted for? So what I'm saying is, now there's crisis. And even with the crisis, don't forget, I think this country, is it Sri Lanka? They said either tomorrow or so, they are having a public holiday because they want to reserve some of their fuel. Are
we not going to get there as a nation?
We won't get there. Don't forget, Tor is back. Tor has been revived. During their tenure, what happened to Tor? Tor said now they are increasing their production.
So we're confident that will not be overburdened. The people will not be overburdened. Prices that we expect.
Now, diesel is selling at I think 15 point. 15.
Yeah, you have yes. Based on where you're buying from, that is 15.99.
I mentioned Guel.
Guel, okay.
Yes. To my brother here, diesel was selling between 22-23. So even if there will be increase, I believe it will not overburden us.
Okay.
Because Tor will step in and help. But what I'm saying is...
Yeah, wrap up for me and then let me take his last comment.
This is a genuine crisis. My brother, they shouldn't hide under their propaganda, trying to throw dust into Ghanaians' eye. It won't wash. It will never wash. They've all seen what is happening. People are stuck out of this crisis. Iran, I think a vessel where they stored their crude, we all know what happened to them, explosion through this war. And it is affecting the global. But President said, no, I have to sit with my people and know how I can. If left for them alone, I know by now we'll be buying diesel at 30. At 30, he mentioned something. You asked him, the president said, we should pray that this crisis will come over soon. He said he doesn't believe in that. You see, these people, they are hypocrites that, I don't know, they don't always want to admit real issues. This is reality that we are facing. COVID, Ukraine-Russia war, though had an effect, but the impact shouldn't have affected us greatly, especially with the COVID. I'll come then. Where I used to work, we're giving these women and men some small loans after the COVID. We call them the SSI loans.
Okay.
After the COVID, these are some of the post-COVID measures kept in place. All the monies were given to the applicants for free. Ask yourself, if an applicant with a bank has been given this money for free, what happens to the government? It means they had monies from the international donors and other partners just to cushion them. But they were able to sit down to enrich themselves with all those grants and funds that came to them. But President Mahama is saying that whatever happens, he will be honest. He will be transparent with the people. He will know his people to understand. He will let his people understand the reality. And once he engages and talks to them, they will understand him.
Okay, all right. Let me have your takes, and then we'll move on to the next issue, Closac's strike, which has been suspended.
You see, my big sister's submission has done only one thing. That's further exposed the inconsistency and the fear of the NDC being exposed by their incompetence. Because when fuel prices were down, and I made that point earlier, that when fuel prices were down earlier in the year or when they assumed office, which I believe not by any magic wand they possessed, they made us understand that, there was something that they were doing that caused for fuel prices to be down.
Yeah.
Now it's going up and you keep reminding us of global factors, which when you were in opposition, you kept denying that global factors cannot affect fuel prices to go up. So on that point, I just think that, look, they should be admissive enough. They should come to the Ghanaian people and let them know that the propaganda that they engaged in back in opposition, today in government, they've been exposed to the reality. If not, when it becomes so clear that their incompetence has become so clear to Ghanaians, it will be too late and too bad for them. On this security services issue, look, the surge in the numbers is as a result of one thing. The Ghanaian youth want jobs, and they were promised jobs by the NDC. Simplicity. They were promised 133. They were promised that government, there's going to be jobs to the extent that one job, 3 people, 3 shifts. They have waited and waited and waited. They've seen that there's no hope in sight. So what do? They'll go and clutch on to security services openings that have been opened. And you see, this also exposes the bad planning of the government. And it is clear that these fact that we wanted 20,000, but we will now do 40,000. It exposes the bad planning of the government or the poor planning of the government. Because clearly, you didn't plan for this 40,000. You are only reacting to the pressure that is coming from the Ghanaian youth that applied. And clearly, there was pressure. I'm sure you saw it on social media and all over. So why should an issue like security services recruitment expose government badly or push government to the wall that they react to pressure with security services recruitment? We're talking about police, military, customs, and what have you. It is not a matter that you badly plan for and react to pressure that comes for it. And this has financial consequences for the government or for the country. So if you knew clearly that you could do 40, why didn't you do that at the beginning and structure this recruitment process in a way that the number of people that you want, in a way you not take so much number of people that your slots cannot cater for? So clearly it's very sad. And I don't feel safe even discussing this issue because security services matters have been reduced to a reactionary matter by the government where they react to pressure. Come on. We can't do that.
All right. Let's make progress.
No, the final point I'm trying to make. The final point I'm trying to make is that, you see, what can save this government is for the one job, 3 shifts, 3 people to kick in as soon as
well, they've made progress now. The secretariat is done.
No, their adverts were very clear. We saw the adverts. They were very clear.
So they shouldn't
no
process. They should just
they still want
where in this country have you seen even this 24-hour economy authority that is, I'm sure by now they close at 5.
They don't close.
They close at.
But somebody told you. This is a gradual process.
There is no job in this country.
Now, do you know for a fact that they close at 5?
Oh, they'll close at 5, big man.
There
is nothing that they are doing.
But is he also aware that DVLA is running 24 hours?
There is no Ghanaian in this country that has colleagues that they go to work and change 3 shifts between 3 people. There is no job as a result of the promise. As a result of the promise that the NDC government made in opposition, where you have 3 people going for 1 job in 3 shifts. It is not happening anywhere.
Mohammed, promising you something doesn't mean you should rush over it. We need to take our time. DVLA is running 24 hours. Please, these security issues that we are talking about, once they are employed, they'll be running it. Because don't forget the 24-hour market. I keep on saying that we will need people to mount the place for our Ghanaian women and our
the market is the place where these people go and
get the market shifts. It's not just the market.
So that's what I'm trying to make the point to you, that there is no job in this country that 3 people run shifts.
Please, let me make my point.
Because that is what the Ghanaians expect.
The DVLA runs 24 hours.
Yeah. No, what I'm even saying is, the industries that has been given incentives, once they start, some have already started. These industries, they will also be running the 133. Some will go in the morning, afternoon, and evening.
It
is not novel.
It's new because we have cushioned most of the industries in terms of incentives.
Does it now increase the number of employment then?
Yes, it will. It will. Very soon we will bring out the figures, and you will see that it has increased the number of employment.
Okay. So this is by way of cushioning them.
Yes.
So they can
please.
He
mentioned something. Let me quickly react.
Any job in this country, even here in multimedia, there are segments of your job that require that people run shifts.
Yeah.
And since time immemorial, they've been running shifts.
So it's nothing new.
It is nothing new. Go to the Oxford Street in the evening.
But the difference is that they are cushioning to ensure that those people do not go out of job because the companies cannot pay them.
So what is going to happen?
It means that the people still have jobs.
That is not the problem.
KMJ, let me react to what he said about
I think one promise of the
then let them react. Let's move to the first issue.
One promise that was quite clear to every Ghanaian, especially the Ghanaian youth that was looking forward to a job, was that a government, NDC made a promise that a government was going to come, that 1 job, there will be 3 people and 3 shifts. And
you have not seen that.
It was very clear.
Zach,
it was very clear.
React to that and then let's move to the first issue.
Zach has just
You see, these people, they are always engaging in reactionary tactics. Now they go to do economy, say they are going to do a law, and this is not what
the law has been passed.
Vivian, what do you want to react to, and then let's move on.
He mentioned that because of the pressure that was mounted on President John Dramani Mahama, that was why
the numbers was increased.
Yes, but I thank God that at least we now have a listening.
You thank God that security matters.
I thank God that we have a listening president who listened to the cries of Ghanaians.
No.
If it were to be the Akufo-Addo government,
this is security.
They wouldn't have listened. They would have hid under IMF conditionalities that we are cautioning that we cannot add up to the numbers. But President Mahama says, irrespective of the conditionalities, he's listening to his less increase. He said, where is he going to get the money? You think he will not get the money just because you people were just enrich yourself with state money? President Mahama says he will be able to pay the 10,000 people. So please, stop the propaganda. Stop the jandam. It won't work.
She needs, you see, Ghanaian youth want jobs.
We are giving them jobs.
Of jobs that led them to apply to be employed in these various security services. We didn't plan this process very well, and the aftermath has shown. Even from the first time when we had these excesses, and when even people passed as a result of this process. It's exposed. As for the plot plan, we can't debate it. We can't debate.
Okay, let's make progress to the next issue, which is CLOSAG. I'll still start with you, Zach, and then I'll take Vivian's thoughts on that later. Are we happy the strike has been suspended? In fact, they're giving government 14 days to resolve the issues.
Oh, of course, because CLOSAG renders an essential service to this country, and it is. I'm very happy that they are ready to sit at the table with government and engage and ensure that the issues that they are raising are resolved. And for me, it is important that the government goes to the negotiation table with an open mind and in all honesty, engage them, listen to their grievances, and make sure that they try and meet the demands of CLOSAG, because we can't continue to have these strikes here and there and there. So the fact that they've agreed that within 14 days, the government should come and engage them for this issue to be resolved. Otherwise, they would continue to go on their strike. It is very important that government takes advantage of this 14-day window, engage them in all honesty, where they can meet the demands that they are making, they make sure that they meet them. Where they can meet them over a period, they meet them. But you see, it is quite interesting that for more than a year now, we've been made to believe that the economy is running smooth and everything is going on well, and you keep having these little pockets of these labor agitations. I think that it's...
But you're also aware that the argument is that you made this promise to these people and did not fulfill it. And the president now, or the government now, has to do that for you. There has been that argument as well.
This excuse of we did this and the MPP did that. Look, at this stage of this NDC government, they don't need to be referencing those things. Because what they promised is a reset. And they promised that they are going to reset every aspect of Ghanaian life. And in resetting every aspect of Ghanaian life, you need to make sure that you are working to make every aspect of Ghanaian life work better than it was before. That is the essence of a reset. Because if reset is to continue the status quo and everything that continues to go on, then what is the use of the reset? So like I'm saying, if they are saying that the economy has bounced back, let it reflect in every aspect of Ghanaian life. They should go humbly, engage CLOSAG, and make sure that whatever demands they are making, they look into it and make sure that they meet them. And so that within these 14 days, that ultimatum that CLOSAG has given them, we don't come back discussing strike issues again. I think that it doesn't speak well for the kind of picture that they paint about a gloomy economy, even though Ghanaians know that there is nothing that has changed with the coming of the NDC government.
Okay, Vivian.
KMJ, I think, as Zach mentioned, we're all happy for the suspension of the strike, and I am happy for that, and I believe there will be proper engagement. And you see, the difference between the previous government and the NDC government led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is that President Mahama is a listening government. You asked him that these negotiations were done during their regime, and this is a new government. Some negotiations went on, but President thought it wise to engage them to see if the negotiations that were taken previously would help Ghanaians, if there should be some revision or some amendment or whatever. So I believe within this 14 days, we're going to come out with good news to CLOSAC. When I say President Mahama is a listening government, people don't understand why I keep on saying that.
Maybe it's reactionary you are looking for.
You see, during their tenure, there were escalations of strike. It got to a point that people were intimidated and they were even afraid to come out. They were afraid of the government of Nana Addo Dankwa and then their now leader,
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Dr. Mahmoud.
Why was that bad? What were people afraid of?
People were afraid because if you are not careful, you will lose your job. If you are not careful and you take...
If you're an appointee and you speak against the government,
yes.
You lose your job.
People were intimidated. They couldn't come out to express their views.
So they didn't like what the government was doing.
They didn't. That is why people, out of pain, they gave them the 38%. It was all part. I believe this negotiation, like I said, will bring us something. But the difference is clear. They don't listen, but we listen.
But is the government now able to give what they are demanding for?
That's what I'm saying.
Because you've got 14 days to be able to
14 days.
Do we have enough to be able to solve the issue that they are asking for?
If not all, I believe some conditions will be met. Yes, if not all, I believe some conditions will be met. And don't forget KMJ. Strike just didn't start from today. It started from somewhere. But the good thing is, we engage. We engage. We don't intimidate. We engage them, give them the reality, negotiate well with them. Then we all come to a better resolution so that Ghanaians will be happy with NDC government. So for me, what I'm saying is they shouldn't listen to their propaganda. The haircut that they had, they want to force themselves to ensure NDC also get the haircut. But we are not getting any haircuts anywhere. We are not getting it. So the end of President Mahamad's administration, for the next NDC government to take over, whoever leads NDC to take over, there wouldn't be any haircut. You see, pensioners went on strike simply because of what they did to them. That is where the equalization comes in. So they are forcing to paint it to people that this cocoa issue is deliberate. But don't forget, I told you that the world market price is just a benchmark. It's like the Ghana reference rate. It's a benchmark for the banks to also charge their interest rate. So once the reference rate is down, if you're a bank, you'll be forced to reduce your interest rate. Now, the world market price for cocoa is down. You see, they were throwing jandam, telling people that when they go to Ivory Coast, and the good God of President Mahama showed a way. When we were here, that people, they brought a news from Cote d'Ivoire that their prices are further decreased. There's no smuggling of cocoa. Because the cocoa farmers themselves, not the NDC cocoa, the MPP cocoa farmers, where they coach them to come out and say certain things.
We have NDC and NPP cocoa farmers.
For them, they have NPP cocoa farmers.
How is that?
Because I was watching.
Farmer is,
I was watching a video. One woman came out. I've seen Duba Kunye, that is 11 years. She hasn't been paid. So I asked myself, if you are not an NPP cocoa farmer, why would you come out? Something that just happened with these pricing windows, and you say you have not been paid for 11 years. You see,
so that's clearly an NPP
cocoa farmer.
So they recruit these people and ask them to come and say
things. But you see, the cocoa farmers themselves, they understand, because they realize that when the prices increase, though we promised them that we'll be paying this amount, XY amount, we couldn't pay. We couldn't pay because during their tenure, what they were paying the cocoa farmers, they were cheating them because the world market price had increased. So one weekend, they were paying them 3,100, and President Mahama took it to 3,600. There was an increase. Even if it's marginal, there was an increase. And now, we've all seen it. The farmers themselves, they've seen it. But they also understand. They believe in the government of John Dramani Mahama, that all the promises given them with the inputs to be giving them, whatever incentives to cushion them, they will be getting them.
Okay.
So they are happy.
Okay.
So the NPP cocoa farmers, they should give us a break.
Okay. I'll come to you. Let me do a few messages. I'll come back to you. This one is from Honorable Timothy Atabuade, and it says, President John Dramani Mahama never said global issues do not have impact on world economies. He was very candid in his opinion. He clearly stated that our economic problems were self-inflicted, and everyone can attest to that. So let no one sit there and misquote the president. The erstwhile Akufo-Addo administration willfully mismanaged the economy, leading to the IMF sending officials to police the Bank of Ghana and the US sending officials to police Ken Ofori-Atta at the Ministry of Finance. The incompetence of these people left our economy on its knees, leading to haircuts of pension bondholders. If this was not sheer incompetence, then tell me what it was. And it goes on and says, does a reset means taking one to reset an economy that has been willfully destroyed by the past 8 years? What at all is the Abdul-Hamid talking about? We're not running away from the reset agenda. We're busy righting the wrongs with excruciating consequences. Okay, that's from Honorable Timothy Atabuade. Master Planner says that, extend my greetings to my sister Vivian. Tell her to reduce the propaganda. Okay. On Facebook, Ebenezer Akron says, you two, Mr. Host, you're sitting down mute and don't ask the NDC lady sensible questions. Why NDC, do we have COVID-19 that is making fuel prices go up? Please be fair and ask questions and don't allow NDC to still throw dust into our eyes. It's been over 15 years of me being in this industry. I understand people like you very well, so don't worry yourself about that. I go past that level. Isaac Azombo says, Prime TV, have you realized your viewers are not growing? You're basically doing the bidding of the NPP, and viewers are so smart to read between the lines. Your news do not fly. Okay. That's your opinion. You can stick to it. Ebenezer comes in and says, tell the lady there that it's not campaign time, so she should tell Mahama the 133 24-hour is a failure, and they are going to employ the NDC tax into the police and would get them out when MPP comes. Maybe you are not even speaking sense from the very first one that you said. Cole King says this Sankwa's minority and nonsense. And okay, that's let me get the messages on the other side and read a few for viewers, and then we'll come back and see how we can wrap it all up. Can I get okay? All right, on WhatsApp. Okay. This one says, let me go here and see what we have here. It says, good morning, KMJ. It looks like Vivian is living on Mars. How can you be happy when your income is drastically reduced while cost of living is racing like Usain Bolt? And this one over here says, Dear KMJ, the Israel-America-Iran war's impact is real and the ripple effect on Ghanaian economy, but not COVID-19 during the Akufo-Addo's administration. It was rather a bonanza because the monies that came our way through World Bank and IMF was enough to cushion Ghanaians in the whole world. Tell me which country imposed COVID-19 levy on its citizenry apart from Akufo-Addo's government. The comparison the NPP is making now is infantile and claptrap. So they should stop the cacophony. Good morning, Charles Champion Sefie, Humchebre in BBNE. All right, good to read your message over here on the show as well. From Gasti in Brekumi says, does this NDC lady understand herself? Who on earth will be happy when their salary is reduced? She should stop insulting cocoa farmers. Okay, let me go to Spinkters. Michael is there. He says, good morning, KMJ, and hope you're blessed. I'm good. Please, both NPP and NDC were propaganda parties, but now that NDC has learned a lesson and now trying to help this country in the right direction, then we should all rally behind them. Please, ask for the 24-hour economy. I think the implementation started working. I personally saw Tema Port vehicle yesterday night around 12 a.m. at Lashibi, at Shaiman Road, alighting workers. Thank you all. Really. Okay, next time when you see, take a picture and send it to me, okay? I will need evidence for that. Some people watching, as Samankasi says, the NDC led by the Mahama government thinks Ghanaians still have short memories. What did Mahama say when Ghanaians were complaining about the Ukraine-Russia war? So today, if the Russia-Ukraine war, which occurred about 7,000 kilometers away, truly had no negative impact on Ghana's economy in 2024, according to Mahama, then logically a conflict between Israel and US, Iran, happening even farther away, about 9,200 kilometers, should also not be expected to affect Ghana's economy in 2026. Listen to their propagandist defending the indefensible that the Iran-US fight is different from the Russia-Ukraine fight today. Fuel prices and electricity bills have increased, and you are telling us different stories. 2028 is just around the corner. Regards to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Samuel says, Sarkodie. Okay, this one over here says that please, the NPP man said Ghanaians voted them out because they didn't refund the recruitment money. KMJ, you know it's not true. That wasn't even a discussion during 2024. Elections like the Cathedral, private jet, rental, economic mismanagement, etc. He's saying the government should have limited the number of applications which won't give equal opportunities for people. The same NPP would come and say the government doesn't want to give the youth jobs. That's why there's a limited number of people to apply. The university, do they limit the number of people to apply? Don't they give opportunities to all? When you don't get admitted to the university, refund, do you get refund of your money? The recruitment staff, we didn't see today, the NPP cares about Ghanaians. Okay, I said read my message, or you're reading those who say. I just did. I just read your message. Are you okay now? Good. Hi, good morning, sir. I'm Daniel from Kwawu. Please tell the NDC lady to keep quiet. That is Vivian. So maybe when you're sending your next message, you can address her. Let's try and get used to our guests who come on the show. Okay, so Vivian. They have always been saying the economy is in good shape. Inflation is at single digit. Dollar is down. Fuel price is down. But still, prices of goods and services are high. So what's the sense of the good economy? We were all in Ghana where JDM and his party crashed this country in 2012, 2016. Nanado and Dr. Bawumia came in to pick us up and put everything in order without making noise. But the JDM has come again and still making noise. Teachers have worked for about 9 to 14 months without paying them, and they have decided to go on demo. And the GES has threatened them. Culture of silence, haircut for cocoa farmers. In fact, this government should stop making noise and solve the problem at hand. If you lie to gain power, you fail to rule. Thank you, sir. Let me go to this one over here. It says, good morning. Please tell Vivian, she's saying the truth. The NPP man should concentrate on how they can make their party attractive to Ghanaian, and my greetings to Honorable Kofi Adams, fantastic sports minister. Okay, yes, yesterday they had the draw for the World Cup as well. Good morning, Mr. Host. So NPP still have the guts to be talking. The NPP communicators should give us a break. Today Ghana is working. President Mahama is working, and no amount of propaganda would save them in 2028. Kudos to the lead in your studio from Chairman Olabode Williams in Nima. Okay, so that's Vivian and Zaki on the other side. Let me do this one. It says, good morning, KMJ. It looks like Vivian is living on, okay, I think I've read this already. Consider best message. I think I've done that already. Okay. Akonsi Gariba from Tamale says, good morning, KMJ. The NDC told Ghanaians that they are managing the fuel prices well by reducing the fuel prices to cushion Ghanaians. If the fuel prices are now going up, the NDC administration should inject the skills they claim to have that resulted in the reduction of the fuel prices to cushion the current hardships the Ghanaians are going through. However, whoever trusts the NDC administration should be prepared for more hardships. My regards to Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. When you guys finish your message and you add those things to it, you know what I think of you. Okay. KMJ, the reason why many of us in the youth have deserted the NPP and joined the NDC is simple. The NPP has consistently shown that they do not prioritize the well-being of ordinary citizens. When they are in government, their policies often lead to hardship for Ghanaians. And when they are in opposition, their posture sometimes suggests that they are quick to highlight or even anticipate difficulties rather than offer constructive alternatives. For instance, at the very early stage of the US-Israel-Iran tensions, the NPP was already questioning whether the government would pass the consequences on to Ghanaians. That made me wonder, how can a political party that seeks to govern position itself in a way that appears to expect or amplify hardship for its own people? This is deeply concerning. It reinforces why many of us feel disillusioned. Ghana deserves leadership that consistently puts the welfare of the citizens at first, regardless of whether a party is in power or is in opposition. MPP never again. Abbas Haruna sent me that one. This one over here says, good morning, KMJ. Where else in the world can one pay an application fee for a visa and a university admission only for it to not to go through and then demand a refund? The MPP's New Patriotic Party actions are not realistic. They need to address their shortcomings by holding Ken Ofori-Atta accountable for his stewardship in Ghana. Why are they avoiding accountability? Ghanaians are wise to this. After 8 years in power, the NPP has failed to fulfill their promises of one district, one factory, one village, one dam, and much touted Paulugu Dam. Now they expect the NDC to implement a 24-hour economy in just a year. This is a blatant hypocrisy on the part of the NPP. Timothy and Nabila from Bechem sent in that. Let me go to this one over here. It says, good morning, KMJ. Please, the MOU was signed in 2022 to take effect in 2023, but they didn't implement it. And it's not true that the previous administration captured the MOU in the handover notes. It took the intelligence of the national executives of CLOSAG to approach the incoming administration of the MOU, and discussions were held with the new administrations in 2025. The previous administration dealt with CLOSAG in bad faith. They should spite us their commentary. Okay. And maybe I'll do one last one and then we'll move on. Good morning, Mr. Holt. The CEO sitting there, she's telling lies, and she should not. She should know that she is a Christian. No 24-hour economy is not working. Be fair to yourself. Okay. Maybe let me do the favors for this one. Good morning. Please tell the NDC lady in your studio that we want her to come to Takwa in Suayem constituency and see how we are suffering from last year, October, up till now. There's no water. We have Bonsa water. After election, we have some group in Bonsa water. They are doing galamsey day and night. They said their party is in power, so she should stop what she's talking about. Secondly, the cost of living at Takwa in Suayem is more than anything in this country, and that's from Obiara Problem. Okay. Your name, man, Obiara Problem. Okay, those are some of the messages. I don't know if you want to respond to a few of them. Okay, Zach, let me hear from you.
So I want her to note that even when COVID struck under the NPP government and workers were at home, the NPP government was still paying them. And I'm sure the workers today remember how the NPP government continued to pay them. Today, teachers have not been paid, and they've been told that they can't picket or demonstrate. If they do, they will lose their job. I'm sure you know that. Yes, they've been told. So What intimidation?
Where were they told?
Go beyond that? Oh, you've not seen it? They've been told that if they picket or they demonstrate,
they'll sack them.
Yes, they'll face sanctions. What intimidation and this thing goes?
Maybe isn't it a measure to ensure that maybe they don't leave, but rather engage, so that whatever the agreements
they've worked for several months, they've not been
yes,
paid.
understandably, but I'm saying
they're only asking when these things, the workers engage in these things, they're only asking for their due.
Yeah,
because they have worked, they have served,
absolutely,
and they ought to pay because they also have families to take care of them. They have mouths to feed, and they have people that depend on them. And they also need to feel motivated every morning to wake up and go and serve the country. So it is important that even if you can't pay the person, sit down and engage in.
That's what I'm saying. I am thinking that, and I'm not holding brief for them, but I'm saying maybe that could be a measure to engage them, to let them.
No, but outrightly, you say that sanctions will apply if they go ahead to picket or demonstrate. And let me also go. You see, she goes on to this cocoa issues and say that some of the cocoa farmers are MPP cocoa. I think that no, it is very sad. These cocoa farmers were also having expectations, because clearly, even if I don't remember any NDC official then about the promise to pay cocoa farmers a specific amount, they mentioned a specific amount, and I remember the current finance minister, Honorable Akufo-Addo. I remember he made a categorical promise that they were going to pay cocoa farmers 7,000 cedis when they were in opposition.
That was 6,500.
6,500, sorry. At that time, Akufo-Addo was making that promise. He was then minority leader. And previously, he was deputy finance minister. And you see, for President Mahama, he's been president before. This is not his first time where we can excuse him to say, oh, probably he didn't know the exigencies of governance. So probably when he came into office and he now found out how these things work. When they were making the promise, most of them, and I stick to Honorable Akufo-Addo because he was former deputy finance minister, and he made a promise that they were going to pay 6,500 to these cocoa farmers. Today you come, and it is not even what the MPP government was paying them, but it has further reduced.
Under the prevailing circumstances.
No, and then you sit here, you see, you can even explain. It's about posture. But today you want to say that the people that are complaining are.
So it's the way they go about.
It is not about the way. It is not about the way. You see, this morning her submissions has really put fear in me, because yes, it makes me be on the edge to say, is our country heading in a wrong direction that these NDC people fear that their incompetence will be exposed because. Oh, they're running around and she seems to be making excuses for them and for some danger that is ahead and not solving the problem. So I'm really scared because I don't know if she's going to beat around fuel prices, which we know their position on. She's beating about these cocoa issues and now reducing it to say that the people that are lamenting. People used to receive a certain amount, it has been reduced drastically and they are complaining, you say they are MPP. Look, the messages that you read, the messages that you read, people complaining about cost of living and blah, 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 blah. Are they MPP people? If you go to the pump today to buy petrol or you go to buy anything at the market, would the market woman ask you, are you MPP or NDC and give you a different price? No. We all see how the good economy they paint has no effect on anybody. It has no, even you, I'm sure. You know, it has no effect on anybody. So these people need to know that they really spoke a lot, they bragged a lot in opposition. They've been hit with the reality. We are not going to excuse them because they've been in government before. President Mahama has been at the helm of Africa, and most of his ministers, some were deputies and today they've been elevated to ministers. We've seen it. Look at today, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa. He can't even speak on this presidential travel. We saw his stance on it and saying, and we remember his words specifically, that the presidential jet was in pristine condition. We used to learn grammar from him, in pristine condition, and that the president has no excuse. Today we see excuses being made and we are being told that the president cannot fly commercial and it is not in a good place for the president of the republic to. I saw yesterday somebody asking that was President Akufo-Addo an SRC president? Just only he wasn't president that demanded dignity with his travel. His flight details will be put on social media with all the security threats.
Responded to that issue, right?
Yes, and that is where the point, he makes a point in his explanation or his defense that the president's travel requires some dignity and security. You remember, the President Akufo-Addo's former President Akufo-Addo, when he was traveling, he traveled. his flight detail.
Yeah.
We put in much detail. You and I. If today you are even traveling, some of your family members, they get to know when you get there.
Yeah.
How much more the president of a country? You come and put out his details, his days, he moved from here, he's going here, it wasn't dignifying of the office of the president.
Okay.
Today, the person that led that is no less a person than the current foreign affairs minister. I'm sure he knows the implications of all the things he did. Today, if he engages himself in some sober reflection, I'm sure he will have a rethink of what he did in the past. So, just as I said, her submissions this morning from fuel to the CLOSAG issues, and she herself went to bring in these cocoa issues. It only gives me a signal of danger ahead.
Okay.
But it doesn't give me a good
So
picture.
let me take your wrapping up comments too, and then we'll
KMJ, what I want to ask him is on the cocoa issue.
Yeah.
When they were giving them the 3,100, what was the market, the world market price? So Akufo-Addo mentioned that as at then, looking at the world market price, NPP was just cheating the cocoa farmers. So should it be NDC, looking at the world market price, we will be able to pay 6,500. We can pay. That's why I said governance and criticism is based on context. So it was within the context what the market price was, the world market price was then. And you were cheating them.
And you think the NPP understood
giving them
that way? Or
maybe, so that is why I am explaining to him, so that he will carry it out there and explain to the NPP. When I say NPP cocoa farmers,
because of what was happening at the time.
At the time.
That if we were in power at this time, based on what is happening,
exactly,
would have been able to get this.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is now everybody has seen how much the world market price is going for. When you do the calculation, the 2,500, we are not saying that we take pride in reducing the cocoa prices. We share with their sentiment. But what we are saying is, that is the reality. Today, should the world market price of cocoa increase, President John Dramani Mahama will revise it and increase it. That they can take it from the president. He mentioned COVID, that during the COVID time, people were paid while they were home.
Yes.
Forgetting that they were getting grants, they were getting incentives. So you can't just say that you won't pay them, because you have been instructed to take this money and do this, that. But you rather overburden Ghanaians. So please don't take any political score for saying that you pay. Don't also forget that people were working from home.
No, but you were comparing the situation now.
People were also working from home.
I'm sure Ghanaian
workers. So if I'm working from
workers
home,
are watching. They can text,
I demand payment.
They can text in and let us know that even when COVID disrupted the world, not Ghana, even when COVID disrupted the world, how were Ghanaian workers treated by the NPP government? They are watching. They can text in.
What I'm saying with the COVID, you people enrich yourself. You have so many grants.
But I'm saying,
you have so many grants, so don't take
I'm saying that
you pay people.
Ghanaian workers are watching in all sectors.
They know the difference.
In all sectors. And they should text in whether the NPP government, when COVID struck the world, how were they treated by the NPP government? And subsequently, the kind of relief that generally the government gave Ghanaians in the midst of that hardship. You see, it is very important that when we are addressing the issues of Ghanaians, these are very sensitive matters. And when we are addressing, you see, she could have been much more admissive and say that, look, and I made reference to a specific person. I said, Honorable Akufo-Addo at the time was minority leader and then former deputy finance minister. So clearly, this is a person who understood the workings of the finance.
He said that
and he made a categorical no.
He said that within the context.
He said specifically that when they come,
he said that within the context.
Farmers 6,500.
When you were charging COVID levy.
What is even there? Look, assuming they came and then they maintained what the NPP government was giving these cocoa farmers. I'm sure they would have been okay, even if it was maintained.
But we came to increase it to
in the face of your promise. In the face of your promise. If
I said it was within the context.
Before it was dropped, you think that they should have just maintained it where it was?
If they could have, in the face of their promise, putting it side by side with their promise, if they could have maintained it. If you couldn't do that, find a way of engaging these farmers. You left them until the farmers.
Are they not doing that?
No, the farmers began to agitate. The farmers began to agitate, and then the People's Forum began to now help them.
Okay, that should have been done.
Elevate their concerns or their cries. Then before, you see, this government is always engaging in reactionary. I don't know whether they don't receive briefings or they are not on top of their issues, because they always seem to be reacting to everything. Cocoa issues, it seems to be reactionary. Security service recruitment, reactionary. Everything, reaction, fuel price increment, reactionary. That's why I said this morning that, look, she gives me some signal that there seems to be some danger ahead, and she wants to make excuses for the incompetence that will be exposed ahead.
Yeah, KMJ, you see, Ghanaians,
we have to go.
Ghanaians are over with the noise making. They need leadership, and the leadership they need is President John Dramani Mahama.
Okay,
he's honest with
the way she's talking and saying, listen, the way she's making her point, the way she's talking and saying that,
let's say,
it is appearing to me as if President Mahama is still in opposition, trying to come into office.
He's the leader.
This is the second time he was in office, he went out.
Let me say a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise this morning for bringing us news flash on the show. A big thank you to Vivian. Vivian is the CEO of operations at Deputy CEO, forgive me, of operations at MASLOC, and Zaki represented the NPP here this morning on the show. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you for sending your messages to us as well. We appreciate it. It was good reading from all of you. And this one, quickly, the Ghana Journalists Association has a press conference that will be happening today. The agenda will be on Latif Idrisu versus Ghana Police case, police invitation to senior editors, security recruitment and matters arising, Heritage Month, Shanti Media Summit. And it's happening today, Wednesday, March 18, 2026. The time is 1 p.m. and the venue will be at the Ghana International Press Center. And this is put together by the GJA president. There's a statement that has been released to that effect as well. And so please do well and be a part of it. A very good morning to you, the GJA president, Mr. Albert Kwabena Jumfo. So this one also is the annual general meeting on March 31, 2026. And it says all is set for the 2026 annual general meeting, AGM of the Ghana Journalists Association. The meeting will take place on Tuesday, March 31, 2026 at 11 a.m. at the Ghana International Press Center in Accra. In line with Article 34F of the GJA Constitution 2004, the National Executive has scheduled the AGM, which serves as the highest decision-making body of the association. It's as indicated in Article 34 of the Constitution. The AGM has to be convened by the National Executive within the first quarter of each year. So this year's AGM will be happening on the 31st of March 2026. Agenda will be members at the meeting will discuss key issues, including presentation of the General Secretary's annual report, review of the audited accounts of the association to be presented by the National Treasurer, discussion of regional reports and any other business. And all members in good standing as of December 31, 2025 are eligible to attend the meeting. So please take notice of it. If you're a member of the GJA, this should really matter to you, and make sure we all go and support. Once again, a good morning to you, Mr. Albert Kwabena Jumfo, the President, General One, the President of Ghana Journalists Association. That will be all. But a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise. Please go ahead and make sure that you're patronizing Franco Trading Enterprise. Buy from them your gadgets, your home appliances. You can get very quality home appliances from them. And we still have some more coming up right here on the show. Please don't forget that this is that the celebration will be moving to Gomoa, and it starts on the 2nd to the 5th of April 2026. It's the Gomoa Easter Carnival, which is sending the entire city to Gomoa Central Constituency. Everybody's moving from Accra to the place. It's going to be 4-day unforgettable days of color, culture, music, and pure excitement. Please come through and experience the vibrant street parades, electrifying live performances from about 30 artists here in the country, rich cultural displays, visual arts, food, fashion, and exciting brand activations, a beautiful blend of heritage, royalty, and modern street culture, all in one destination. This bold initiative is championed by the Member of Parliament for Gomoa Central, Kwame Asare-Obeng A+. The Gomoa Easter Carnival is powered by the Joy Brands and proudly sponsored by Hot Wave. It's on the 2nd to the 5th of April. Gomoa Central Constituency. Come with your energy, come ready to celebrate, and also come and let's meet at the center. For vendors, call 02021587 34, and hotel reservation is 0534049996. And that's all about the Komwa East. In line of that, we actually visited one of the places that will be holding most of our guests will be coming through. In fact, that is where the reception and official bonfire night will be happening. That is the Crown Forest Hotel in the Komwa Central Constituency.